And now we have audio. Yep, audio. Everybody? Okay, do we have audio now? No audio. What is going on? Yay, we have audio? Yay, yes, audio? I think what happened is they did an update, and when they did the update, it went to a default mic, and I didn't have the correct mic. That's no good thing. How's everybody doing? What a way to start off, huh? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, we can't hear a thing. Yikes. Well, maybe you don't want to hear a thing. Could be that way, right? Hey, there you go, Renee, Cheryl. Thank you. All right, appreciate it. Good. So I had a wonderful weekend of events. I had some great opportunities to get some beach time. I hope you all did as well. Morning. Oh, that's right. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so let's go ahead and run a banner, or let's all talk about what are some of your non-scale victories. Yep, that's what time it is. I should have a button I can push. I can do non-scale victories, and everybody can chime in. And let's make sure we do the invite. I'll put it right down there. Bam. There's the link right there, or right there, or wherever it is in the comments. But you can find the link there. If somebody is feeling, hey, I'd like to go ahead and do that. Hey, Lucia, just came over from JT. Yeah, saw everybody over there. How are you? I hope everything's well. I see JT is wrapping it up. All right. So how are we doing? I'm sure everybody got a chance to, one, realize I wasn't on Monday or Tuesday night. I did put up a little placard one day. I won't be here. And I had a little picture of blue sky and a bird. And it was wonderful. But we didn't do anything then, but here we are now. And I think that will work out really well for everybody. So non-scale victories. Let me see if I can find. Okay, I tell you, non-scale victory for me today. We're still working on the pavilion on the fireplace, and I was up and down the stairs multiple times today, and it felt good. All right, going through a huge life change, which we normally do. Oh, okay. All right, Lindy. Life change crisis. Well, those happen, and we're dealt the card we got to deal with, right? We got to work with what we have. So I'm glad you're being strong. That's good, and not cheating. Yeah, Renee's got that for sure. Hang in there. Yep, good. But so if there's anything we can do, other than maybe lift up some prayers for you, and if you have any degree of specificity, feel free to do that, and we'll definitely lift you up in prayer there, Lindy, for this challenge that you're experiencing. Doesn't sound pleasant at all, but I'm glad that you're holding and grabbing onto your successes. You know, I think that's probably an outcome from this lifestyle change, and is that when you're bombarded by the inevitable waves that life throws at you, you're going to perhaps and most likely persevere because you've persevered through other big things. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I think success breeds success, and as we're successful in accomplishing the many tasks we put before ourselves each day, then when the big ones come, and they will come. I've heard it said before by my pastor. He would say, we're either just coming out of a problem, we're in a problem, or a problem's right around the corner. In other words, it's inevitable. No bueno. Hey, Keto Cheeto, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Welcome back to the house of Scotty P, to the gathering, to late night, after party, whatever we want to call it. It's all ours, you know. But I'm pulling for you, Lindy. I don't know what else we can say for you. Maybe you need some beach therapy. It worked real good for me. I enjoyed the beach therapy. And if you can live vicariously through us for a while, do so. All right? Coolio. That's a Keto Cheeto. There we go. And now we're going to look at Linda Bethany there, of course. Yep. That's right. That's doesn't get any better right there. All right, you're all right. Going beach therapy sounds good. It is good. I have to be honest with you. It was very good. I want to be who's that guy? The young actor. He's so popular, and he's so cool. I'll never be him. He does driving the car, and he's very calm, cool, and collected. It's good, very good. I have his voice in my head. I can't remember his name off the top. All right. Yep, everybody needs beach therapy. Well, I guess. I like mountain therapy too. The beach was good, don't get me wrong. But it's hot on the beach. A lot of wind. And now I tried to do a couple shorts from the beach, mindful that not everybody wants to see that all the time. But I did shoot some extra video with my phone that I can then put into some more videos. I'm going to make some videos, and I thought it'd be nice just to have the beach in the background. I'll edit the sound and do something with that. I don't know what I'll do, but I'll do something with it. You can trust me that way. Okay. So, yes, do it. Packing now. Yeah, you go pack. Hey, it's the Woodster. How you doing, brother? My brother from another mother. You good? I hope so. How the kids doing? I hope they're just growing like weeds. I know they are. I'm sure you're doing just fine with them. Yeah, all right. Everybody, the Woodster. Saw the truck. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the way it is. Ebb and flow. It's kind of like the scale, up and down and up and down and up and down. And that's how we do it, right? There you go. All right. Well, now, what's going on here, folks? I see praying going on here. It says, hey, there you are. How are you? Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, there's been some updates on the medical front. I think they're going. I think it's well. I think it's good. Yep. No rain there in months. Yeah. Well, we haven't had rain in a while either. That's problematic. I'm going to bring up another window just because I can. And in that, I am going to post some numbers. Open says me. I'm going to post up a window with my blood work in it. Yeah. Hey, Julia, how are you? Welcome to the house of Scotty P. Rain last night, 45. Frost warning for tomorrow night. Well, you're much further north or much further south than I am. We're not getting close to 45. Not yet. Hope springs eternal. Everybody, say hi to Julia. Julia, say hi to everybody. I wanted to just let you know, in this stream, you can promote your channel. If you have a channel, if you're doing videos and you're making content, put it in. Put it right down there in the comment section, okay? Yeah, so let me see if I can remember how to do this. It's been a couple of days. Here we go. Share a screen. What row? window. That one. Share. All right. For all the medical folks out there, let's do this. First, let's talk about what's good, what's bad. Well, I got it all in here. All right. The challenge I had about a week or two ago, I had some blood tests done. And the blood test came back with some various challenges to what's going on here. I don't have a clue. I got the TIBC, right? And this is basically what clinging to your blood. It was low, but 239. And I'm going to go back to, let's see what I can do over here. TIBC, but it's not, don't you know it? Total iron binding capacity. So the total iron binding capacity of my blood was pretty low. It's still low after a new test. My white blood count was elevated, but now it's low. My hemoglobin was low. My reticulocytes are low. And my neutrophils are low. So I'm not terribly sure what that means. However, upon further review, my B12 is good. My folate is good. My iron saturation is good. My iron is good. Neutrophils, lymphs. My lymphs were really low before, and they're getting really close to being right. There's all the rest of those Phillies. You know the Phillies. And the lymphocytes, monocytes, eosinophils, and basophils. Well, there's not much doing anything right there. Oops, I got a little one that got off a little bit off course there. I was trying to line things up to make it a little easier. I have no idea about the immature granulocytes, but here's a good one right here. My insulin was only 6.1. My testosterone is back up in the normal range. And that was great because I was on a replacement therapy. I went off the therapy. I lost weight, changed my diet. It's all back. So MPV, oh yeah, my red blood count was weird before. That was another problem I had with that. So I think all in all, other than not understanding this TIBC and the reticulocyte and neutrophils, I'm thinking maybe I just had an infection. What do you think? Could be, might be, I don't know. But tomorrow I'm going to go get pictures. I'm going to go, what do you call that place? What was that place? Do you remember when you go to the mall and get pictures taken of you, made up pictures, and you could do all sorts of things? What was that? Glamour shots. Yeah. Tomorrow, I'm going to Glamour Shots for my liver. I'm going to get Glamour shots of my liver. Yeah. That is good news, Wood. So that was really good because otherwise I was looking at if things had trended the other way, we were maybe looking at something like, leukemia or something like that, you know? The one ain't leukemia. Got no leukemia here. I'm a carnivore. Actually, that's not funny. I got good friends of mine who have, my neighbor and a good friend of mine who has leukemia right now. That's not funny at all. So, yep, good news. An infection. WC, yeah, it wouldn't. But my white blood cells were high, but now they've been low for a while. So this whole TIBC, WBC, HGB, reticulocyte could indicate something in the bone marrow area. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Yeah, white blood cell would be high with an infection. So we're not out of the hey, carnivore backwoods. How are you? How we doing tonight? I don't know. How you doing? We're doing okay. We're doing about bing, about a boom, you know. Glamour shots of lungs today. Okay, Renee. All right. Did they check for? Okay, wait. Okay, first. You had the lung shots today, did you? Now I hope your lungs are doing well. When do you get your reading? Scurvy. No scurvy today. No scurvy that I know of. Nope. Lucia following up a follow-up hematology. Okay, follow-up hematology. Yeah, like I said, I was corresponding with my VA doctor, and the VA doctor said you're a low normal iron. We'll find out these other things, but tomorrow is going to be the big deal because tomorrow is going to be an ultrasound of my liver, and I've been fighting fatty liver disease for better part of 3 years now. And I've had an annual checkup where they put a little ultrasound thing against my ribs. They go beep, one ping Vasily, and they try to get the shear. So I didn't have any cirrhosis in my liver. They never said I've had cirrhotic liver. They never said I had I had any fibrosity. I had a fibro scan. There's no fibrosity. My liver's a little stiff, but hey, look, I'm old. I got a little stiff liver. Give me a break. But I learned some things because I like to read, and I've been doing that learning thing. And so I'll tell you more. I'm gonna catch up here. I'm having my liver check tomorrow, and then if that doesn't come out right, because we're following a potential, they're not sure, but a portal vein issues in my liver. I don't know. Maybe I just have a big portal vein. I don't know, but we're gonna have to check the liver out. So that's not out of the woods, but hey, I'm not laying down with tubes going in and out of me, so I'm good. Yep, no scurvy today. That's right. All right, Renee, it's going to be normal this time. So, yeah, well, I think so. I mean, I've been pretty good. Oh, I know. You can get a whole new liver. Your liver can regenerate. You can get a lobe here, a lobe there, here a lobe, there a lobe, everywhere, lobe. Yeah, liver. I can deal with it. I can deal with it. Bone marrow. We're gonna have to wait to see here. Matter of fact, let me see. I got things going on. Oh, okay. He called. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Too many things running on in my head, and too many people to take care of at the same time. But yeah, that's what I was going. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. I had forgotten. I'm looking at the reason I'm going to the phone. I don't know what carnivore day this is. Let's see. Survey says day 77 today. Day 77. So I've had 77 days of being really pretty good. Now, I didn't do great at beach time. You had a fairly good. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Renee. All right. Pitted edema, right foot swelling. Well, I don't know other than elevations, compression, and I know this for my edema. If I eat certain foods, like if the wife and I go out to eat Chinese, even if I try to eat just meat, right? I think the oil they use to fry everything and cook everything, I don't think the oil works well at all. I'm not thinking it's natural oil. The second thing, if I go to a Mexican restaurant and I eat even if I eat fried stuff, whatever, it's just some of the fried or the MSG or some really makes the foot swell up. So you might start keeping a food journal and try to isolate what it is that you might be ingesting that is giving you hard time, because yeah, that's what I would think. Lots of elevation. But tomorrow we'll get the liver picture, and that would be an important thing, because I'm not as much concerned about the fatty liver, because I understand I'm in the process. I mean, I am leaning out. This shirt is just hanging off of me now. I used to fill it up. I used to love to wear this shirt because it's big enough. Now even the shoulders, I have pretty broad shoulders. Even the shoulders starting to hang down. I'm like, yay. It's a great work shirt. But no, I'm not too worried about the fatty liver, so to speak, right now. I just really want to know, is my portal, because they said when I first had this done 3 years ago, my liver was fatty. and my spleen was enlarged, like getting on the borderline enlarged, and my portal vein was problematic. So I'm kind of out of the spectrum. But I'm a big guy at 6'5". I'm not going to fit. Matter of fact, I am. I hate to say this. I have so much of me, bone wise, that when I first started coming down with lots of cases of pneumonia and what is the one before you get that in your bronchitis? Just think of the term, Scotty. I came down with the bronchitis, and they put me on the X-ray machine, and albeit it was 40 years ago, but you couldn't get all of my lungs onto the X-ray machine they had at the base hospital. So I'd take a picture a little over this way, and I'd take a picture a little bit over this way, so they could cheat me. They couldn't get all of my lungs into one picture. So if my lungs and my shoulders and my body are big, I suspect my liver may not be the same. I don't know. I could be wrong. Yep, food related. I get you. Ibuprofen. Well, you need to be low carbon. You have to be like the good Reverend IB low carbon over there at Homesick Buckeye. Yeah. Too much Cheeto keto. There you go. You got it. You got it. All right. All righty. So yeah, tomorrow we'll get the picture of the liver, and I won't know for about 72 hours. But then now the VA has a really good website, and I'll be able to log in, and I can check all my labs, all my radiological reports and stuff like that. So it won't be too bad. And then we'll have the final countdown, so to speak, and that will enable me to have more good information. But I was so stoked. And I don't know if we can still do that. And I don't want to get, I don't want to be TMI'd or something like this, but we'll go over here like that. Nope, we'll go here like this. There we go. This last number down over here, this insulin of 6.1, that was good. Now, when I did my HDL, or my triglycerides to HDL, it came in over 2, that ratio. But the blood test I took that had that triglycerides, my triglycerides were 119, and my HDL was only 43. And I know I need to get my HDL up. But I had eaten the night before at Texas Day, Brazil. And then that morning I had my coffee, and I had a bunch of butter, and I had food. They told me it's a non-fasting lab. So, but they didn't do insulin. So this time I was fasted, and this insulin of 6.1, I'll take it. I'll take a 6.1. And I'm sure that if I got a new fasting lab for my triglycerides and everything, they'd be in the floor right now, because I've been fasting now for 24 hours. But this one down here at the bottom of 355, it was 160. 160. Then they put me on therapy, and I went on my own. I said, I don't like what this therapy is doing. I don't think exogenous hormone therapy is right for me. I think I need to do some diet intervention. And I did. And look what happened. Look what happened. I'm 61 years old too. So that's not shabby. And if I start to exercise, that's going to go up more. If I do more resistance training and keep eating like I am, that's going to improve. And that is awesome. And that's a non-scale victory, to be sure. I can't remember if it would be. Right, but my B12, maybe, but I don't suspect it's horrific. And again, we're not terribly sure that the above 1200. Are you serious? Oh, well, I don't know. Hello, Matthew. Good to see you. Good to see you. How are you? I hope you're well. I've kind of been off the net doing beach therapy. Tried to get in and watch a few things, make a few comments, let people know I was well. But yeah, I kind of got out of the net for a bit. But if I gotta get my B12 up to 1200 and I'm at 580, oh sweet mother pearl. Well, I'll just keep eating. I eat meat, right? We'll do the meat. There you go. That's what we do. So yeah, I'm going to take that as a win. I'm not terribly sure what I'm going to do for all the other things are low, but we'll keep getting information. We'll add more data points to more data points that will make us some information. Or from the information, we'll get some more understanding. Meanwhile, Woodster, I'm not stepping on the scale. And non-scale victory, I am on my last belt loophole. Yes, I am. Love that. Whoa, what's on the menu? Oh, this week, cook. And you go cooking on the beach? On the beach? No, I don't cook on the beach. No. But at the beach. Let's see, what do we do? What do we do? Oh, do you all know about Kaneka sausage? Y'all know about Kaneka sausage? Well, Kaneka sausage is good. And we actually went to the beach with some friends and their children. And the one lady, she is a chef, and she works as a personal chef, and then she does chef gigging here and there. Anyway, she brought down like 2 or 3 pounds of Kaneka sausage. I was in hog heaven, literally. All right, what do you have here? My 22. Oh, boo! I gotta get mine up. Whew. I gotta do it. I'll do it. Worcester. That's right. It's been nice not thinking about the. Yep. I don't. You're right. I don't even think about it. I just hey, the belt's still tight. You can't see it very well here. Okay, yeah, you can see. Look at that. That thing there. That's not a tumor. That's a bone. I have a bone in my wrist. I know it sounds silly. I mean, I got little dents going on my forearms, and hey, look at that. It's like I got some knobby thing. No, I'm digging it. And I even see some scars on my head. Like, I have different scars going on in my head. I remember getting them, but they went away because I got so poofy. My fat head. Look, Mom, no scars. I got another question for you all too, but let's get through some more of these. Those who pray will petition. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That that means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Hello, Susan. How are you? I trust everything's going well for you. I hope all's well with your daughter and your granddaughter. Yep. I hope so. Oh, but yeah. So, what else do we eat? The Kaneka sausages. So I love that. We went out for a lot of meals. That's what we like to do. I'm going on vacation. I cook at home. So we went out and we went to a Mexican. Well, we were going to a hamburger joint, and there is nothing that aggravates me or my wife more than when you go to a restaurant that says, "Hey, we're open till 9," and you show up at 8, and they go, "We're closed." We were going out for a birthday dinner, and we didn't get to go there. So we went to another restaurant across the way that just been open for 22 days. It was a Mexican restaurant, and it was great. And I had shrimp, and I had oh my lamb. What just happened? I had a chili relleno. Got an egg wash, I know, but it was a birthday party. So I had a chili relleno and shrimp. And then went home and we celebrated. And it wasn't my birthday, but it's a friend's birthday. And I had a little tiny wedge of cheesecake. It's okay. I'm okay. I didn't go crazy. I didn't run around. I didn't start eating. I said I'm with friends. I'm going to enjoy this moment. And we did. So, but otherwise, I was very, very, very good. Other than that, rock solid. All right, everybody getting around okay? All right, girl. All right. Hey, Lisa, good to see ya. Good to see you. How are you? Love watching your shorts. Those are great. Keep them up. Keep doing them. I love them. I love them. I love them. But yep. So I will not show up to eat during the last hour. I rest of it. Oh, well, they may. But when you've eaten all the army food and military food I've eaten, really, really, maybe that's why there's these problems. But I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it. But I get what you're saying. I get it. But we we went out to eat that night. So that was on the night night before last, Monday night. And yeah, we we had good food. Went out. Wait. But mainly and I cooked up my wife and I cooked up about 3 or 4 pounds of hamburger patties. And that was road food. And then we had the Connecticut sausages. We had some cheese. I like cheese. Cheese doesn't bother me. But generally speaking, yeah, it was all good. It was just awesome. All right. Susan says, we're good. Bethany, all right. Oh, yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. Yep. There's a lot of pollen out this time of year. People don't realize it. People like to think that the pollen is only an issue in the springtime. Oh my gosh, pollen. Well, we know plants are trying to kill us, right? Plants are looking for places to grow. Your lungs are warm and wet. They want to grow. Causes all the rhinitis and sinusitis, right? Isn't that the word? Is that the right word they use? Boogers, snot, all that stuff. Yeah, got no need for it, right? Well, you got a need for it, but I don't want any extra hanging around. So, yep. So, we'll be lifting her up in prayer for that. I mean, a lot of those infections, you got to stay warm. And a lot of us don't want to be warm in a summertime when it's muggy. But I think the hypothalamus takes care of that. Body temperature regulation help to kill off those things. But I hope that she'll feel better now. How is she doing with going in more into a keto lifestyle? How's that working for her? I hope it's going well. And hey, Diane, how's your eye? I haven't seen a lot of things. I've been out of the loop, but I know you had that surgery. I know you had a lot of pain and discomfort there, and I was just wondering how you're doing with your eye there, Diane. So amazingly important, and don't ever want to take it for granted, for sure. That's right, Renee. We do like to do that. We do lift up prayers. Well, this is an awesome group for doing that, and prayers do make a difference. I'm a firm believer in that. Now, to add insult to injury for today or for tomorrow, because I'm going in for the ultrasound. Now, it's just an ultrasound, and I don't have any of you ever had your liver ultrasounded, other than Renee, who did and had it heal? Hey, Renee, how long did it take, do you think, between your last confirmation of a fatty liver to your first confirmation of not having a fatty liver? Do you recall how long that period was at all? Maybe, kind of, sort of. please? I don't know. But I was doing some reading, and the reading I did is, I was wondering how effective is, and maybe y'all know, how effective is fasting, like a water fast, in treating fatty liver. And in all the reading I've done before and up to this time, and what I reread this time, is that fatty liver responds tremendously well to a low carbohydrate and a hypocaloric situation, or better put, low carbohydrate intermittent fasting. I know that there is a clinic in Germany that I read about a couple of years ago that that's what they do. They do extended fast. I think they do a protein sparing fast. You'll get up to 500 calories in a day, but you will go a week or two fasting, and then your fatty liver is done. So a lot of studies are recommending that. And so I decided I wasn't going to do a big, long, English as a second language. I wasn't going to do a great, big, long water fast, but I will be water fasted for the better part of 36 hours, maybe 40 hours. I went from 7 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock at night to 1 o'clock tomorrow, right? It'd be plenty long fast. Okay, let's take a look. Not sure. Doctor wasn't worried about it when it was fatty. They picked up on different tests, and I read it. Okay. Yeah, you do. Everyone can have a fatty liver, but my concern was because I have so much adipose tissue, that visceral fat. Adipose tissue, what was I thinking? It says I have so much visceral fat, and I had a lot of bloating. That's one of the things that drove me to this, right? And in as much as that, I wanted to eliminate as much ectopic fat, because that might be causing pressure on my liver and on my spleen as well. Because I said, particularly for me, when your liver is full of, it's infiltrated with a lot of fat, extra fat, that it causes a pressure rise for the downstream organs like the spleen. And so it's all tied in. All right, Diane, sorry. Trans fat is fantastic. Amen. I know that ablation, no joke. I'm so sympathetic. That had to be just absolutely horrible. Yep. Low light still best. Yeah, that's going to take a while. We'll just keep praying for that transplant to really set in the way it needs to do for you, okay? Because that's so important. I've said a few. I want to see, and it did. Oh, it did. Obviously, it did. Oh, amen, amen, and amen. Very well. Yeah, of course. I was in a bar one night in Germany, and some idiot, probably a buddy of mine, he was taking, matches. Y'all remember matches, burning your finger when you held on to it, and that sulfur would burn in it, right? He was taking matches and flinging them across the bar at people, right? And he's right by me. He flung one at me, and a piece of that sulfur went right into my eye. Got right in my eye. Oh, that hurt so bad. Anyway, just one piece of burning sulfur in my eye. I can't imagine what it was like to have it ablated like that. Nope. That's a big nope. Big fat nope. Don't want it. Glad it worked for you. Glad you're feeling better. But nope. Don't want it. All right. Oh, yeah, very painful. And, oh, no, not keto. Probably can't get her to do that, but she doesn't eat much food. Okay. Oof. Okay. Hamburger patty, chicken nuggets. No rice pasta. Okay, so you got some wins, right? No rice pasta potato. Maybe you can work it to get rid of the bananas. Go with the and maybe Granny Smith apple, but you get in there one step at a time. It's all you can do. Keep lifting her up. Keep lifting her up. Keto cheese. Yeah, I know. I was seeing those. Where you just take the cheese and you put them on the tray. You put them in the oven at 350 or whatever, and bake them till they crispify. Sounds amazing. But you definitely probably want to have a drip cloth or something or on a sheet because it sounds to me like that oil's got to go somewhere. I don't know. Okay. But yeah, so we talked about a few non-scale victories. We talked about what we're eating. What do we have? What do we have? Oh, she just turned 13. All right. What do we think we've got going on for y'all this coming week? I just got back from the beach. Going to go get glamour pics of my liver tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. What do you have planned coming up? Anybody have a big events coming? Let's see, middle of October. I don't know of any big holidays, but people do stuff. Parchment paper. There you go. Love me some parchment paper. I probably need to get myself some parchment paper because that freezer paper, that won't work in the oven. I'm just gonna go out on a limb. I pulled it out. I thought it was parchment paper. I pulled it out. I said, no, not gonna do it. Can't make me. No. But yeah, parchment paper. That sounds great. But does anybody have anything planned for this weekend? I know that I don't have a lot planned other than my day of worship, but tomorrow's only a full day. I'm going to be doing all sorts of stuff tomorrow. Well, at least, and then we're still building on the old gazebo pavilion fireplace. That's going to be big. Keep doing that. There you go. What do we have here? I know. Halloween's big for some people, and it used to be big for us, but not so much anymore. Going to see your daughter? Okay, cool. And you know what's great about that comment, Diane? You're going to go see her. Amen. That's awesome. Do you get to take your dog with you? Did the pup get to go? So you're praying to get your taste. Oh, I know. There aren't enough negative words in the vocabulary to discuss that whole COVID thing. Stop doing Halloween. Yep, there you go. Yep. Oh, dog goes always. All right, cool. See, it's Thanksgiving weekend for you. Oh, they'll cook some lamb instead of turkey. There you go. I had lamb. I told you I went to that Texas de Brazil 2 weeks ago. It was Tuesday night 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Monday night 2 weeks ago. Whatever. And I had lamb there, and I had some lamb. The picanha, the roast picanha. Not a big fan. I ate the fat cap, right? But wasn't great. It's Carnivore Kip. How you doing, bud? Good to see you. What's going on by you, friend? I know you've been busier than one-armed paper hanger, trying to get things situated with your routine, but good to see you, friend. Hey, I did throw the link in there. Anybody who wants to come on for a bit, feel free to come on. Unless you're sitting in your skivvies in your bed, Kip. We don't do that. But I know you got lots of going on. How's work treating for you? Hey, I went not too far from you because I drove down to the Gulf Shores this past week. And as I went by one of the casinos, I wonder if that's the one where Kip works there. I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was south of oh, why am I going to know that? well south of Birmingham, south of Montgomery. So I don't know, great big buildings sticking up out of the ground. That must be a casino hotel. Then we saw the sign for the casino. Yeah. But we're just going over some non-scale victories, talking about what we're going to be doing this weekend, what's going good in people's lives. I know you work at a casino. I just didn't. You do the account. Oh, you work at that casino. Well, I drove by it twice. I drove by it on Saturday morning, and I drove by it on Tuesday morning. Yeah. But I was on a mission, friend. You know what I mean? So we did it. All right. 2 weeks feeling bad again. Carbs, the only thing that doesn't make me I don't know what to do about taste buds. I wish I knew. Huh. Yep, right up to 65. Yep, that's what I went right by. Great big, what was that? It had to be 20. Is that like a 20-story building? Is that only like 14 story? I don't know. I was driving the speed limit, I might add. Ish. Yeah, we want to get down there to the beach because I need to get to the beach. And we had one of those Verbos. We did it to a Verbo. Not going to do that again. But you got to try something, right? But we stayed in a nice little cottage. It had 3 bedrooms, a master down ensuite, a master upstairs ensuite, and then a bedroom. So we had 6 of us there. It's quite nice. It had a nice pool in the back. Everybody had the dogs, so we had our dogs with us. That was a new experience for us, but it worked out real well. Yep. 18 stories. See, I knew it's like 18 to 20 stories. There you go. Yeah. Oh, clove oil. Well, now hold on there. I know that. So what I do know, I know that the olfactory bulb back here. Now, Renee, just for you. Now, remember, I'm not a doctor. I didn't go to medical school. This does not constitute medical advice. Are we clear? I'm even looking over my glasses. You know, all grandpa and teacher like. Okay, all right. So I have this doohickey. This is my doohickey. See this doohickey? This is an atomizer. And when I pull it open, it will shoot steam out of here. And it's a USB charged, right? And in the back, I can open up the back of it. I really can. Right. And there in the back, you see the little reservoir. And you can put stuff in the reservoir, right? So I was doing some vitamin D. It's microtonized vitamin D that I put in some distilled water. And I could open this up and it would mist and I could breathe it in. Because I've read some studies where if you were to breathe in through your nose, the mist with that vitamin D, that you have up to a 5 to 20 time increase in the uptake of the vitamin D. Instead of letting the vitamin D go into your tongue, lingual, or down into your stomach and have to go through that way, it would go right to your olfactory bulb and would get into your system much quicker. It was like a, and I'll tell you, it me. I need to go back doing that. But anyway, that might be a way. And it was not an expensive doohickey, on Amazon. I don't know. It's called a RICANK, Ricank. So you get a screenshot maybe of that, Ricank. There you go. Kind of cool. But they say you can use it for misting if you want to do misting on your eyes. I don't know. But it worked. It worked out really, really well. So maybe you can do something like that instead of just. But you got to be careful about that. My point was you have to be very careful that olfactory bulb is extraordinarily sensitive. Yep. Yeah, it will. That's exactly the thing. I'm not thinking that's a great. Yeah, it is in the middle of nowhere. Ba-bum. Do that. Oh yeah, it was very nice. We got away together along with some friends and their children, and so we how do I say it? We are being the hands and feet of Christ, and as such, we've kind of adopted this family, and we're trying to um, mentor through role modeling, and they are not economically um, stabilized. They have the daughters are twins, and so they are super nice. They're really good, and they treat our dogs wonderful. And so sometimes when we go away on vacation or go a long way, we let them come and they live in the house, and we um, pay them a stipend for watching the dog, but they get to live in our house, and it's it's um, it's a welcome reprieve for them to be able to stay here. It's good for us. We have people we trust watching our house, watching our dogs, So we've done this for years. Well, um, this time we all decided it was actually my wife and them decided, and I went along, and it was awesome. It's one of the best things. And we went down there, and we were able to have a vacation. So we got the chance to be like grandma and grandpa, and they have the little girls. They're 9 years old, and it was just awesome. So good. We went out on the beach, and we went out looking for hermit crabs at night, and picking up shells. And I went out and I did lots of videos and got to be out there, and they dug in sand. And we took the dogs on a walk, and it was really great. It was really good. And the neat thing, and we got lots of windshield time. The wife and I, we had a lot of windshield time up there and back. And I like vacation. I like to vacation with my wife and all, but we like to go with other people sometimes because, well, she's heard all my stories. Who wants to hear again, right? So there we go. Hey, what I want to do, Kip, I want to actually make a specific trip. Doesn't have to be a keto con or anything like that. Just make a specific trip. And then I think that'd be cool. Hey, Bold, how you doing? Good to see you, Bold, and Bold. There you go. I'm glad everybody getting to know each other. Yep, we were at Gulf Shores, and we drove. I had never been to Orange Beach. Been in Alabama 10 years. And a year ago or 2 years ago, we were coming back. Or winter, was it maybe last winter? Could it really have been last winter? Not this previous winter, but the one before that, right? We went to go see my friend who lives down the street. They RV and go place, and they were down in South Padre Island. On the way back, there was a big storm coming through. It was in February, and I said, I don't want to drive through the rain all day. You know how it is to drive through rain, particularly here in Bama. I didn't want to drive through rain all day. So we stopped down there at Gulf Shores. So we stayed at Gulf Shores at a Ramada Inn. So they're on the beach. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. It was awesome. It was one day. But I wanted to go to Orange Beach. But we were at Gulf Shores. So this time we made the trip down, and we're driving. I said, I want to go east. We drove east on the coastal highway, and we got to Orange Beach. Guess what? I'm going back to Gulf Shores. In my opinion, at this stage of my life, buildings of people on top of people, 30 stories stacked next to each other, kind of like going to Hawaii all over again. When we were down at Gulf Shores, all those little nostalgic houses on stilts with all the color, that's going to be my go-to from now on. That's just the way I'm saying. That's the way I feel about it, So I loved it. I love it. Hey, Bypass, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome back. I want to get that Welcome Back Cotter song. Remember? Welcome back. Okay, it was not quite like that, but you know what I'm saying. What? I mean, it doesn't rain in Bama. It's like a tsunami. Well, yeah, it can be. And I tell you, I have pulled over more times in 10 years here than I've ever pulled over in my entire life combined. Because it's like, well, it's It's like an elephant peeing on a flat rock. I mean, it's like, and I'm like, so, and I got people going by me at 60. Pew, pew, pew. I'm like, nah, man, I'm going to just pull over here with the blinky lights on. Yeah. So, yeah, but it was a great trip down to the ocean. It was a good opportunity. I actually, for the old man in the sea, right? I actually just sat. We were at a place where the waves of the horrific riptide this weekend. Anyway, the current kind of made a shelf, and I just sat on the shelf with my legs dangling, and it was awesome. Just watching the waves, watching the ocean, watching jellyfish roll up. Nothing cooler than jellyfish. All right, you. Oh, well, I'm sure. I don't doubt that. But in the short drive I took, because you kind of have a no man's land in between. We had a state park in between Gulf Shores and beginning of Orange Beach. And we just drove down to one of those whirly curly buildings, and I said, okay, we're gonna turn around and go back because we had more things to do too. I didn't have enough time to just drive on and on and on and on to all points. I mean, I didn't want to end up in Destin or anything crazy like that, Been there, done that. But I really did like the cozy atmosphere that they had at Gulf Shores. Now, we weren't there at peak time either. So there is that too. All right, most recent. All right. I'm out of my bedroom and post a video about it. Well, I'm going to have to go check that out. I get it. Tonight I was talking to my wife because she's my best buddy. And I'm talking to my wife, and I was sitting there. We had to do a quick errand, get gas in the car. You know that routine. And as I sat in the car, it was the same vehicle we did the road trip on. I sat in the car, I looked at the steering wheel, and I looked down at my lap, and I thought about how it would really be a limiting thing if you weren't able to get into your vehicle and drive. I know Lindy talked about this. I know Todd had talked about this, and some others. I know about but when you fill up the front of your car to that point where you can't do the wheel stuff, I have to admit, I haven't been as kind and charitable in my mind as I thought I was. Just another one of the things you learn when you're in this community. That that there for the grace of God go I. Amen. Amen. All right. We got here living down here in Palo do lion diet because of all the seafood. Well, I know it is tough, but now I was wondering about that whole seafood, the sea lion diet, and I was thinking about maybe it's more like a sea lion, like a sea light lion diet. In other words, like throwing in the scrimps and whatever else, but I just haven't seen what the well, I know that for fish in general, my understanding, and y'all correct me. I mean, I'm not standing on this, but fish is easier for us to digest. So maybe incorporating that fish into it and how you prepare it would be real important. But also because a lot of fish tends to be lean, you have to be real careful, right? You add plenty of fat, so make sure you have a good butter or that clarified butter, the ghee. Now, okay, then maybe we're getting good. Lifting of depression is no small matter. Oh, it is not. It is not. That depression is the hardest thing. I struggle with it. I find that for me, maybe because I have very um, light, um, I don't know how you say it, minimal on the spectrum cases with that, but I do get it. But I find out for me, getting up and doing something always, always distracts my mind from that self-defeating loop I'm in. That's me. Yep. So I think that, but then if you can't get up, then I understand. That's just, um, but I've noticed early on. I haven't seen another video from Bill in Alaska, but he would punch in a bag. It made me think. I bet you, and I know Woodster has his water bag he punches, but I bet you and when I had to have, so I had some significant back injuries. And in that back injury time, when I would go to physical therapy, um, I would do the sit down like a bicycle, but it was in my arms, and all I do was back and forth like this. And they're doing, I have shoulder, neck, I got all sorts of problems. But that way I was getting some cardiovascular, and that felt good. So maybe there's a way to get something like that you can do for all of that. That's just a tough condition, but being limited physically, because I think of all those people who are either hurt in a car accident or 20 years of war and they've lost legs and arms and eyes and jaws and all that. And you're in a bed for extended periods of time and all that. Getting that exercise for just, I think we have this mindset that says exercise is defined just like the American diet, right? The standard American diet. Our ideas of what is exercise have been defined for us by an industry that needs us. I don't want to say prey, but they kind of prey on us, right? Instead of sitting and say, hey, look, get yourself a couple cans of canned food and do arm curls. If you can't do one can with one arm, do a bigger can, get some can of baked beans you're never going to open, and do something with that. Just a little bit of resistance. You don't have to buy the expensive bands. And we could maybe something like that would work. I don't know. I'm gonna catch up here. Sorry. Glad to see you. Okay. All right. You take care of it. Thank you so much. We'll be lifting you up in prayer for your stomach and for your nose, your ability to smell. That's your olfactory thing is so important, and to help with your tongue because that's a real important part of that. So, praying for you. Okay. Take care of yourself. Thank you for coming too. Salmon and shrimp. Yeah. Got to watch that salmon though, Kim. Got to watch that salmon. Got that wild caught salmon, all that, but the mercury in it and everything. What about cod? Do you like cod? Cod is a wonderful fish, and cod has a lot of iodine in it. So if you need to put iodine in your diet, cod would be the way to do it. Oh, let's see by fine I get. Oh, yes, right. Because the fish is so quickly digested. So you could slow it down by having a stick of butter with it. Could be. I don't know. Make a souffle. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'll got more comments. Okay, let's get back. Let's keep looking. Okay, good night, good night, good night. All right, Lindy, great idea. Good night, everybody. Oh, you going tonight? You going too? All right, brother. We'll see you around. Take care of yourself. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate you. Give myself a water bag. No. I gave up all that striking and all that other stuff a fairly long time ago. It's good. Don't get me wrong. But yep, I have tore myself up doing it. I used to love and participate in some of that stuff, but anymore, I think what I'm going to do, I'm working on for me. It will be a range of motion and strength and flexibility. Not that is wrong, but the time I spend I'll probably do those things and cross trainer. And that gets me going back and forth. But just being careful with the age system. But you never know. It could be. How about this? I'll never say never. It could be something that becomes more of a reality down the road. Mercury levels, big fish like tuna, swordfish, a problem. Yeah, all right, yeah. Wild coming, it is so much. Yeah, it is a problem. I mean, if you get the farm raised, well, they're feeding them soy and I just can't. I can't imagine what I've been to fish farms before. So, um, I don't know. I think the fish. If I was going to have to eat fish, I like cod. Cod is so amazing to me. Flounder's okay too, I guess. I like a firm. Holy moly! I almost knocked my phone over. Sorry about that noise. But yeah, I like fish with a denser, meat. I'm not a big fan of the really I'll call it mushy fish, but it's not mushy. It's just that it's can't really get very firm because there's not much meat to it. So um, and obviously not deep fried. Not doing that. So, but yeah, I do like some salmon, but it's not on my menu that often anymore. If I go to a restaurant, I don't have anything else to choose from. Salmon will end up, but normally some scrimps. I like some scrimps. What is going on here? What happened here? Boom, boom. All right. Huh. Why did that happen? Hmm. Oh, just they did an update to this StreamYard, and I don't think all that worked because when I first started, I had no audio in here. Right. Now, anyhow, so what do we have going on? Does anybody else have something going on this weekend? Is anybody getting ready to go on a trip? Anybody got a work thing to go on? What are we doing that way? Because I know like tomorrow we got some things going on, but I didn't hear what's going on the rest of the week for Friday. Anybody doing anything? All right. Do you have okay? He has a channel. There you go. I can see what's happening here. I can see what's about to happen. Yeah, good, good. Well, by all means, Woodster, you feel free, Brent, to go ahead and put your email in here if you want everybody in here to have your email. Wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad for you to have a little email. So one of the things I did today, and what I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing this fast, a water fast, because I wanted to, have my body consume as much of the stored fat in my liver as it could. And I do believe I'm fat adapted, which, by the way, I have a question. What are all y'all's thoughts on being fat adapted? Is there something I'm missing about being fat adapted? Because, well, I just don't know what that's looking like, because, well, I think I'm fat adapted. I I I know I'm burning ketones, but I just wasn't sure about it because that's why I'm doing this fast so that my body, being fat adapted, will sit there and say, "Oh, I need the fat," and my liver will metabolize the stored fats there. But hope springs eternal about being fat adapted and then doing a water only fast to get ready for the picks for tomorrow. So tomorrow afternoon I'll eat again, but I just wanted to do everything I could to eliminate things that might give a skewed result. So hard to say. But I also learned, and I don't think I had this understood before. But if you drink water an hour before you get a ultrasound of your liver, it will cause your liver to stiffen up. So think about it. You know, your liver is a filter. You drink the water goes through your system, and now that water being worked on and filtered through the liver, and it causes what is normally a gelatinous mass to stiffen up because it's full of water, and that would give you a biased reading. Now they tell you to go in fasted, you know, but normally a fast is like nothing to eat or drink after midnight. Well, if a little bit's good, maybe more is better. That's why I'm doing the whole 72-hour water fast. No, not 72 hours, excuse me, 36-hour water fast. All right, which it says here, do you think everybody can become better or worse at using it? I think that's a trick question, and I'll tell you why. So, if you're saying, can my body get better at using fat? I would say that it's a stair-stepping type of thing. I absolutely believe that your body can become more efficient utilizing fat, given that all the substrates are there and that there are no other things getting in the way. So if we just assume that was inherent in the question, absolutely. Absolutely. Because, you know, when you're going from a standard American diet or even a vegan diet, you'll have that keto flu, and that's your body going, I don't know what to do. I've been running off of primarily a glucose-based fuel source, and now you're going to make me do this, you know, fat. So to me, it's like aircraft jet fuel. I was going from jet fuel to diesel, right? And you know, there's a whole bunch of different metabolic pathways that have to be accounted for. And our bodies are already, if you come from a standard American diet, our bodies are already what I believe to be compromised in one way, shape, form. Not all shapes, all the way. Obviously, some people are in a compromised situation, but I do believe that we would be well served. There I go using that phrase again. We'd be well served to entertain a construct whereby things aren't linear or pegged here and there, but instead they're very relational. And you know, you pull a little over here doesn't mean that this over here is changing. It could be something over here. We just don't know all the interactions and where the cascades are, right? Where the links are. I remember listening to someone talk about a therapy to deal with your fascia. So we all are pretty familiar with plantar fasciitis. So on a muscle, right? So pardon me here. When we have a muscle and that muscle is coated with that, like when you're working with rib meat, and it's got that silver skin or whatever, that's like a fascia. Well, our whole body has lots of fascia. Each muscle is wrapped into it. Some nerves areas, the bundles are, veins and artery areas can be, but it's fascia. They're actually starting to consider the fascia to be an organ. This fascia that's all over our body. So imagine you're wearing an all like when they do the green suit, and the people wear the green fabric all over their bodies and heads, right? Imagine you're wearing something like that. That's a tight elastic type suit, and that when you have a pain, let's say in this shoulder here, right? It could be that something over here is pulling, and it's pulling on the fascia. And so they're starting to realize when the willy-nilly cutting of through the fascia to get to muscles and surgeries and stuff like that. And when you do like a deep fascial massage or trigger point type things, that the fascia sometimes is the problem, maybe not the muscle. Maybe the fascia was injured, in another place, right? You got hit in the ribs at work by someone swinging a board or whatever. Well, so when we look at that's a global thing, and that's why I bring it up when you talked about the fat. Fat is everywhere in our bodies. Almost all of our cells can do something with a fat, and obviously our liver is exceptionally capable of taking fats and stripping them and pulling the glycerol backbones off and taking the glycerides and running them through a whole host of chemical processes to eventually make ATP, right? And so all this is happening at the same time. And like autophagy, if I remember correctly, autophagy isn't a switch. It's either all on or all off. It's happening in different places at different rates in our bodies at all times. Planned cell death, apoptosis, is happening all the time in our bodies. And so we get on this mindset that first I do this, then I do this, then I do that. And we know that's not how it is. You eat your food, and let's say you're having a steak, and eggs, right? And you have your steak, your eggs, and butter, right? Well, all that dumps down your gullet into your stomach. Your stomach does, okay, first now, all the eggs get in line because we're going to digest you first. Oh, all this beef. It's all mixed in, and it's all complex, and it gets all mashed and mangled and chemically treated, and then it goes down to the duodenum and starts pulling stuff out, and then down to the small intestines, and it becomes chyme, and it's all doing. Your body is multitasking like crazy, like a mom, right? Stuff's going on all over the place. So this one little process is happening. Oh, it's happening all over. So I think that our bodies become more efficient at certain things by doing them, by becoming more healthy, by getting more of the proper nutrition so other things could come in and support it. Because, you're only as strong as the weakest link in that chain. So it's like people eat a lot of meat. Now, you eat meat and you eat eggs. You're eating in the natural proportions it's supposed to come in. But if you just take like a protein supplement, you got to be careful because protein bioavailability is, and particularly when you get to your essential amino acids, you just don't take 5 grams of every essential amino acid. Some you take 5, some you take 1, some you take 2.5. There's a ratio for a reason. Our bodies are glumming it together and pulling and extracting and extruding what it needs in like a running gun battle. And all these little zones in our bodies. So we have to be real careful to envision all this going on in our body at all times. We're burning fat. We're getting rid of waste cells. We're making new cells. We're making new fat. And it's happening all over. Not at the same rate. All right, we got someone coming in here. Okay, let me catch up. Sorry about that. Better at this. Linus says, yep, when transferring to a sad diet, it'll be a fuel week later. Right. That's right. More fuel. All right. Just curious, didn't know. Do we know of anything that shows some people more fat? Yes. And if you go see Dr. Stephen Finney, all right, Dr. Stephen Finney, him and Dr. Dom D'Agostino, all right, and Dr. Finney started a group. And I'm going to look it up real quick. STEPHENPHIN. Yeah, Dr. Stephen Finney. Yep. And he has a company, Virta, VIRTA Health. Virta Health. He has a lot of information. PhD doctor dude. Big brain. Big brain. and he's pioneer. He's great, and you could catch a lot of his stuff at Low Carb Down Under and Low Carb Breckenridge. Yeah, Bold, got to go. All right, we'll see you around. Thank you very much for dropping by. Hey, Chad, how you doing? Can't say hello. Okay, hey. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. I might have missed you. Already came in, went out, and I missed you. Sorry. But good to see you. Good. But yeah, I think that there are a lot of studies that show about fat adaptation, particularly when you think about children with epilepsy that is not receptive to medications. So there are a number of children who have epileptic seizures that are so bad and they can't take, and the medication isn't doing anything. So they treat them with an extraordinary ketogenic diet. They are eating 90% of their calories from fat. Extraordinarily difficult to do. And that's the only way they keep their seizures at bay. So if a child was having these seizures and they were eating anything near a standard American diet or whatever diet, but you know what I'm saying, standard diet, and they shifted into this super high ketogenic to where they're living on ketones. That shift in and of itself would denote more adaptation to that fuel source, particularly as they go on longer and longer. So I suspect there are plenty of studies, and you definitely, if you were doing a search engine look, I would look at anything prior to 1970. Yeah, you'd want to go before Dr. Atkins came out. See, before Dr. Atkins, there was a lot more acceptance of a ketogenic lifestyle for medical purposes. But when it came out and started to be a threat to the food people, I do believe they worked really hard to flood the market with studies, right? And now I heard about a month ago that a lot of these studies are subject to a very poor, rigorous reviews, and should not have ever been out. But that's just what I read somewhere. I take that with a grain of salt as well. But before that, there were numbers that they've been treating severe adolescent epileptic issues with a ketogenic diet for over 100 years. You know, Dr. Stefansson, who almost lost his license for advocating for after living with the Inuit Indians and up there in the Arctic Circle. They don't eat any vegetables, and they don't have any scurvy, right? So I think that in all that, all right. Take care. God bless you too. In all of that, his work, and then he ended up going to when he came back, he told everybody after a couple of years being away living with the Eskimos, he came back very healthy, and he was talking about and advocating, hey, look, they got this way of eating up there. They don't eat any vegetables. They don't eat their broccoli. They don't eat Brussels sprouts. I don't think they eat any iceberg lettuce or any tomatoes, no cucumbers, all that. No couscous, no rice, no noodles. They eat seal. They eat polar bear. They eat fish. They take seal skins and stuff them with fish heads and let them ferment. They eat that. But they don't eat any veg. There's no veg, and they have no scurvy, and they're strong. And who is that doc? Y'all remind me. The dentist. Oh, the dentist who went and took all the impressions of all the teeth. I can't remember his name, but the dentist who went and made all the studies, and he said all these Aboriginal tribes that don't eat veg, eat lots of meat and stuff like that. Except for the Habitha. There's a one, I want to say New Zealand or Australia. I could be wrong, but they eat only carb, but they only eat like super fibrous carbs. But anyway, Dr. Stefanson came back. He told his story to his peers, and they were going to pull his license. So you can't do that. Now this was right during when Dr. Kellogg and all the people in his circles were trying to put a straitjacket on male libido and female libido, and they said if you only eat rolled oats. Oh, by the way, my brother just developed a rolled oat process. If you only eat rolled oats, then you won't be driven by your libido, which would mean, are you ready? Okay. If all you do is eat that stuff, right? Then right down here, this for men would be highly reduced because it was for me. I'm back. Anyway, the idea is you eat all these rolled oats, you'll get fat, you'll get sedentary, and you won't be subject to your primal urges, right? So that was right about the same time. So there was a real big conflict. Anyway, Stefanson almost lost his license. So then he went and he said, wait, I'll tell you what we'll do. You'll put me in Bellevue Hospital, in the psych ward at Bellevue. And so basically he had himself on house arrest, and he had his partner, his assistant too. That assistant had to be going, what are you doing, Doc? Why are you doing this to me? I don't want to spend a year in Bellevue. Do I? But anyway, he did. And they gave him, I want to say, correct me, but I think I'm pretty close, a diet that was 85% fat, 15% protein, and that was it. After a year, he was healthier than when he went in. Now, if we do the math, that means he was probably 3 years on this super ketogenic carnivore kind of diet. More ketogenic than carnivore, right? So yeah, I really think you do get fat adapted and your body does run better, and it just makes sense. We're a flex fuel vehicle. If you're eating berries in season, all right, you're eating berries in season. And if you juxtapose that to, have you all ever, and I see there are 9 people, and I don't know what's going on in the chat, 8 people, but if you put the type 2 diabetes information, right? If you take type 2 diabetes information and you look at it from, what am I trying to say? You look at it from a people groups perspective, right? I have read where people from Southwest Asia, the island, those islands, Southwest Asia, Asian, from the continent of India and stuff, that they can end up with a full-on type 2 diabetes with only 15 pounds of visceral adipose fat. So in other words, they'd be skinny on the outside, fat on the inside, got a little pot belly, and have raging type 2 diabetes. But you can get a person who's Anglo-Saxon in nature, and they can put 100 pounds on, like me, and not have type 2 diabetes. Why is that? Riddle me that. Well, can you imagine? I mean, if you're growing up in the equatorial region, God doesn't make stupid stuff, right? We have to work at that to do that. If food is everywhere you look, in the trees and the animals, why would you need to know how to store food on your body in fat stores? But if you're away from the equatorial regions and where the sun doesn't shine really well and plants and animals go into hibernation and go away, why maybe it would be advantageous to have a body that is more flexible. I mean, we readily understand that skin color, right? If you're down in the equatorial region, your skin color is going to be darker because of the melanin in your skin as a protection, right? Versus if you're Casper the Friendly Ghost, Norwegian, you're that way because you need any vitamin D you can get. So, in that very super duper, unbelievably, unexplainably intelligent design is readily accepted for skin tone, why wouldn't it be acceptable to think about dietary things as well? My thoughts. I'm not saying they're good. I'm not saying they're right. It's just my thoughts. I'm going to do a quick check here on something because I'm just not feeling that things are working wonderfully well here. So let's go to live and we'll check to see what is going on. I don't know if I got booted off or I'm not sure what's going on here. Did my stream die? Bueller? Did my stream die? I would be so not happy if that happened. Could I don't even see it on live. Oh, carnivore. Doodly doodly doo. Doodly doodly doo. I don't know what happened here. Huh. Oh, that is no bueno. I show I'm live. Oh, you're still here? Okay. I'm looking. I don't even see it on the screen here on my other instance. I was like thinking, am I having a senior moment here? Thank you, Brent. I was like, I'm good. Okay, Julie. Okay, all right, folks. Just okay. I got it. Bypass. Okay, thank you, Lindy. There. Oh, you listen to me rant. No, I'm not ranting. I'm sharing. I'm okay. Maybe it's a rant. But I was just thinking that. Well, obviously, you hit a really good topic for me there, Brent, because I was, asked about fat adaptation. I thought about all these other things, and I was like, what is going on here? And I just, okay, we're good. We're good. All right, we'll remove that from there, and we'll stop that screen right there. All right. Hey, it's Robert. How you doing, Bubba? Good to see you. Good. Susan's just listening. All right. I get you. Yeah, no, I was just chit-chatting away here, and I kind of got off on a tangent there. Thank you very much for helping to pull me back into the wide, wonderful world. So, Bubba, I see you were adminning there for JT. Congratulations, my friend. Good for you. That'd be great. That'd be good. How is that whole process? Rendering some pork fat. There you go. Do you do the wet method or which way? Because when I render fat, there are two ways. You can do it a hot way or a wet way, I think, or dry or wet. There you go. Dry, wet. There you go. And the dry way was put your meat in a pot, let it low heat, and then let it move out. And the wet way was put your fat into boiling water and let that boiling water do it so it doesn't get that roasted meat flavor to it. So how do you do it? Air fryer? Okay, you're definitely doing it in the dry method. All right, that's cool. I have done it both ways, and I prefer, I like to make other things, and my cousin's wife makes handmade soap, and tallow is highly valued for the soap making business. So I take my fat and I cut it into really small slices, and I put it into boiling water, and I boil it, 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 boil it. Then I pour it off and boil it again. Boy, every time I pour it off, I put it in a big metal bowl in the refrigerator, and then the fat, when it cools off, the fat's all at the top. I pull off a biscuit of fat, get rid of the water unless I want it, which I don't normally do it. Scrape off any little meat pieces that might be on my tallow, and my tallow is almost like candle wax white, and it doesn't have the odor of having been roasted. And then I can give it to her, and she makes soap out of it. Yep, air fryer does work good. I know the fat crisps are good. So what I do is I take the pieces of fat that have rendered up as much as I'm willing to do it right in the water. Then I'll throw those into my air fryer and do the salt thing, and so I have less drippings, and it all works out. Yep. Oh, it is very good. If you've not done it before, Brent, it is good. Let me tell you. Yep, you can do all sorts of stuff with that, and depending on which fat. Now, if you get leaf fat is a fat that's right around the kidneys. And that leaf fat is much more fibrous. It kind of grows in little pockets, like little, I don't know how to say it. It's like bubble wrap, but just all glommed together. And it's right. Well, it's ectopic fat, and you take that leaf fat out. That's the most highly prized fat by many. And you take the leaf fat, and I want to say that's spelled Lief. I could be wrong. Let me look over Lieffat. Lei leaf. Oh no, they're called leaf lard. Leaf lard is Leaf. Okay. Yep. It comes around. It comes from around the kidneys. Yep. So Leaf. Anyway, when you get it, like if you get the fat, like if you're getting fat from your butcher, and it's from a cow, and it's just anywhere. It could be that really dense Crisco, really dense fat. Maybe it might have some fiber in it too, but you know what I'm talking about. It's like Crisco almost, right? When you get leaf fat, you can actually break it apart like cauliflower. You can break it apart into pieces. Well, you break it all down, and then you use a knife, you chop it all up. Otherwise, you won't render out as much of the lard that way. But that leaf fat, my understanding, is very, very good. Leaf lard prefer, yep, it's lighter and finer. That's right. And you can even feel it when you grab it. It's like flaky. Yeah. And I think it has a higher concentration of stearic acid in it as well. Yes. Yeah. But anyway, what I'll do is I'll render, and you can also make pemmican out of it. I know that the Lioness Hiker was talking about that. I made some pemmican, but I put too much salt in it. It wasn't good. But pemmican, the native peoples around the world have found various recipes of doing it. But the pemmican is, you take the lard, or you take the tallow, normally out of a bison or something. But you take the tallow, and I want to say you put equal amounts of tallow to meat. What you do with the meat, if I remember correctly, is you want to get that meat into a fine, shredded, dried out. So I want to say you dry it out in the oven a lot, and then you shred it up. You really, really pound it out, right? Get really, really, really ground. I think maybe you use a blender. You grind it up. Then you mix the meat with the fat and together, and you put it all together into you could put it like in a cupcake thing, a little mini cupcake thing. And you make discs out of it. And the Native American Indians used to do it. They'd pound out the meat, right? They would dry it, pound it out, and then mix it that equal parts fat to meat, and it can store almost indefinitely. High caloric, high protein, no scurvy. Got to run out. All right, there, Woodson. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Good to hear from you too. Take care of your family. Hope you have a profitable day with work, and looking forward to seeing some of your 3D printing in the near future. All right, brother. Take care of yourself. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, making pemmican. If you're a prepper, pemmican should be in your arsenal of things. I think they made a lot of time. Soldiers would be paid with pemmican and biscuit, and the biscuit was really hard. You obviously had to put the biscuit into some water to soften it. But the Indians would make it, and you would get a 50-pound bag of it. I want to say like a 50-pound bag. You did it with a whole bunch of pemmican in a buffalo hide, and that was your food source for the winter, pretty much. So, yeah. Now, new pemmican, they'll add things to it, but I think the idea for storage is you don't want fiber and you don't want sugar. So if you make pemmican with and yeah, you don't want pemmican with fiber and you want pemmican with sugars. So sometimes they can mix in some nuts, but you got to watch your ratio because that nut can end up causing it to go rancid. But pemmican, there you go. So, Bubba, talk to us. Type in there how grueling of work is it to be an admin on someone's channel? I don't know. I know I've been asked to, and I've said no because I didn't want to overextend myself. I feel like I've overextended myself lately, and I've seen some people in their videos say as much. You know, you get this not bad. No, I know not hard, but not bad. Good. I know that we all start out with gangbusters. We're going for it, you know, and then we get to the reality of it, to the crunch of it. Then there's that. I guess, for lack of a better word, addictive personality. Not addictive personality. The addictive aspect of how I missed 4 phone calls. Oh, my dad. Him. Okay, we're good. Doodly 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 doo. But YouTube can be very addictive. The likes and the comments are addictive. So you go in, you're doing it. And so I'm trying hard not to fall into that burnout of over promising. Like I'm working on a team with the carnivore documentary. So just when you got time, okay, got it. But working hard not to get too overly done. Like in 15 minutes, I'm going to pull the plug on this because I'm going to try to keep it at 2 hours. Because while I like to go on for 4 hours, I have things I have to do tomorrow, you know, and there's always that domino effect. And still working on the fireplace. We had to rework part of the chimney race today. So we did the chimney because you got to make sure you have enough clearance for we got a double-walled chimney pipe, and then we're putting up the race around it. And so anyway, we had to redo that. Then we put in all the refractory is now in the fireplace. And we've got everything studded out. So pretty soon we're going to be putting up cement board. And after we get the cement board on, we're going to be gluing on tiles. And then I need to go get some hardy board siding and put some siding up on we boxed in the chimney. So the chimney's boxed in. I've got to call for a guy to make me a cap. Not a cap, but a special metal doohickey that goes on the top. Doohickey. You gotta get a doohickey for the top of the chimney. And then I need to like I said, do the hardboard siding. But once I have the cap on, the lower cap that keeps the chimney centered and away from any flammable stuff, then I can put the top on it and we can start having fires. And I'm looking forward to that. Hey, all right. Laura, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Robert, you too. Yeah, you have to take care of yourself first. That's right. You have to be very, very selective. You only get so many hours. Good to see you. Good to see you there, Laura. But yeah, so in working on this project with the pavilion, we're going on 2 weeks now of working doing it. First it was I had to go get the fireplace, and then all the setting up and figuring, and so it's been quite the journey to get this done. Yep, that's right. Just like they tell you on the airplanes and everything else, you got to put the mask on yourself first to help someone who can't do it, right? That's very true. Absolutely right. And it's finding your pace. That's another thing I think about with all of this is finding our pace and finding our place. So, oh wow, I'm gonna come up with another little wordism. Finding our pace, finding our place, and now we need a third one to make the trifecta, right? But it's an effort. It is. Hey, Tam Steak, how are you? Welcome to the house of Scotty P, the after party late night. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're just in here talking about making sure we find our way through all of this on YouTube and not letting YouTube take too much. Because like I was noticing that when I look at my YouTube studio, right? I'm growing. I'm growing. All right, I got it. I'm up to 366 followers. That's cool. I've now got 90 days. Today is day 77, so I feel good with 366 at this point in time. But what I felt best about, and you could maybe I'm wrong for feeling good about this. You can tell me or not, but I'm at 862 watch hours in under 90 days. If I can maintain that pace, I should go over the 4,000 watch hours within a year. And I think that is an achievable goal, don't you think? To get those 4,000 first, you know what they say about becoming a millionaire. First, you need $1 million. Yeah, $1 million. Then you're a millionaire. Well, I got to get 1,000 hours before I can get 4,000. After I get 1,000, maybe I can go ahead and get 2,000 hours, right? And we just keep doing it, keep grinding, hit the grind. Hopefully that's working for you. Now, Bubba, how are your watch hours doing? And how's everything in your channel world going? Because I watch your stuff, and like I said, this weekend I got behind, but we knew it. I was on vacation. That's going to happen. But I don't know how your watch hours are going. I'm gonna look some up. Well, that's not going to work at all, is it? No, it's not. I don't know how to spell. There we go. I'm looking right now. Okay, 309 subscribers. You're right there, buddy. So I'm sure, and I don't know. Does being a admin on a channel during one of their lives, does that add to your watch hours, Bubba? You good? Good. Over 900. Yeah. You got over 900 watch hours. That's awesome. That is awesome. Especially, So I don't care what they say. We're just doing what we can do, right? But I did not know. So what's going on at Tampa State? What are some non-scale victories for you lately? How have things been treating you? How's this way of life making your life better? No, it doesn't. Oh, okay. No, but you should. Wouldn't being an admin get you some exposure so that you would have more followers? Riddle me that. And I'm looking at this screen, and I know I haven't shaven for a while. I was on vacation. But I'm starting to notice like a jawline. Is that a jawline? And dents on my head? I know dents on the head, probably not a great thing. And a little bit of shadow in here. It looks cheek. Is that a cheek? Or did I get punched? Is that a cheek? I don't know. Guess I'm losing a little weight. Not really. Okay, Laura. What do we got here, Laura? All right. Too bad you're so far away. I have a cord of split age hardwood, about 6 huge hardwood logs. Oh, that is too bad. Yeah, well, I am so looking forward because I've been given a little bit. No, I have not. A comment or two have been made about the largeness of the fireplace. It's not the biggest you can buy by far. Oh gosh, no. I mean, it is off the shelf. But what I wanted to do when I went and got the fireplace is I'm trying to recreate having a pit fire, a fire pit. Yeah, that's the word. Pit fire. No, fire pit. But I don't like all the smoke on me. I'm asthmatic, so no bueno, right? So the fireplace we ended up with, and since it's outside and not in the house, even though it's dried in under a roof, it's still outside in Alabama. So it's stainless steel. But I wanted the viewing height to be there, right? A lot of fireplaces have really short openings. They could be pretty good width, but they're short. I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to see the tops of the flames. Ergo, I got a bigger fireplace. And when I'm all done, we're going to have some lives from the pavilion. It's that way, go live from the pavilion. Something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's catch up here. Julia says, look, we saw a wood barrel stove. We're behind on sleep. Yeah, well, you've got the frost coming in. Mornings at 45 degrees. I would imagine you do. Right. More like a business. You're right. And I do remember your email, Robert, and I commiserating and working together. I haven't forgot that. But remember, I'm working really hard to over-deliver and under-promise. We're treating it like a business. That's right. Treating it like it's more than a hobby. That's right. Right on. So, Tamsek, you're good. You're maintaining. That's awesome. That is awesome. For many of us who are still in that, I don't know if you could put the phases. Like, you have your introduction phase, introduction discovery, adaptation. So all that kind of could go together. And then after you have your adaptation, you're in your progress to your goal phase, right? The progress to goal phase, and you probably have multiple goals in there, hopefully, so you make achievable ones. And then you get to like where Carrie is and where you're at, where you're maintaining. Then I think the non-scale victories kind of change. Wouldn't you agree? I would think that for you, Lindy was saying it earlier. Limitless Lindy, she was saying she's going through a real struggle right now, a crisis. But this crisis wasn't going to be an excuse for changing the way she is eating. And that in and of itself is a huge victory. Huge. I mean, it's so easy. It is so easy when things are going good to espouse the beautiful and wonderfulness of life. But when you're getting gut kicks, right? When you're stubbing your toes, when you're falling down, that's really when it's hard and new habits can be broken. But coming through the fire, that new habit now becomes like pretty much it becomes the new norm. It's the baseline. It's foundational. That's what I'm trying to get to. So yeah, foundational stuff, right? So I talk about that when I'm the other what was about 3 weeks ago. I was doing my daily reading from my scriptures, and I have another channel where I do my daily reading on my other channel. And normally I do it right here. I'm all protected. I have all my wikis and all my stuff. I have my voice modulation and all the things I can do. Well, when I was doing it one time, I was at a hospital taking a friend. She had to go get some transfusions and stuff for her leukemia treatment. My wife and her are fast friends, and I was providing the transportation and supporting my wife and my friend. So I did my reading on my phone because of all the shorts we do here. I did my reading on the phone, and I was in a car in the parking lot. Why do I go through all this? Until you do something, a new thing in a new environment under stress, you don't know if it's really that habit has really taken hold. And so by doing this reading in the car, in the garage, people walking around, cars going around, and I was staying focused on what I was doing. The same thing this past week when I went to the beach. I was down there at the Gulf Shores here and the Gulf of Mexico, the Alabama shoreline, not too far from Mobile, right? Down at the beach, the wind was going. I think my beard was even blowing. Wind is going, right? And I'm just focusing. And one night, the wind was blowing. I got the roaring waves. I had to get away from the beach. The waves are roaring. There's a wedding rehearsal down the beach from me, about 100 yards. People walking by, and there I am trying to read and stay on point on my reading. The next night, it was the wedding, and the wind was blowing. And I changed my direction a little more. And I got the date wrong. By the time I got to the end of it, I was so flustered. I did the reading. It worked out fine. But what's important to us will become galvanized in our personality and in our habits, right? When we can do it in adversity. That's what I'm getting to in all those words. Same thing here. I went on vacation. Yes. In a celebration for a birthday for a friend, I had a piece of cheesecake. I'm still alive. It's 2 days later. I'm not dead. I survived. I didn't let it be a license to go and eat everything I wanted to. I didn't have any wants. I was in a candy store. I was in a store. I was in restaurants. I was everywhere. It didn't bother me. It was all good, right? So, I mean, when we get through these challenges and we weather them, our new habits are more deeply ingrained, and I think that's awesome. Yep. All right. So, right here. Yep. We heat with wood and wood alone. Work perfectly. Yes, it does. Yep. Staying strong. Hey, that's right. We're going to remember that too, And I think that's what we have to do. Yeah, she is awesome. That is. No, thank you. See, I don't think it's hard. Let me back up. I think it's hard to fully appreciate the impact that we can have on other people. I mean, we're self-deprecating. I think at times we're self-loathing. When the haters hate, right? Sometimes we're in that group of haters hating on ourselves. So that self-loathing, low self-esteem, self-deprecating behaviors, all of that puts us in a situation where we don't know that, like in Lindy's case, it's got to be hard to sit there and have people say how impactful your success is for them. Your success is helping them, and we're blessed by your success because it shows that it can be done. It shows that maybe those people with all the degrees or those people with all the money, maybe they don't have all the answers, right? So we all have it, and it's hard to accept. You know, I go through this often, and I know my wife does. We served in the military. I did a full career. She did most of a career, and we were blessed to serve. Serving for 20 years wasn't my childhood dream. And when people come up to me, sometimes I'll have one of my veteran hats on, and people will come up to me and they'll say, "Thank you for your service." Out of the clear blue, I just want to shake your hand, sir. Then it'll be sometimes they're 9 years old, sometimes they're 70 years old. And every time I'm caught off guard. Someone says, "Thank you." It's hard to accept it. So what I like to say is, well, thank you for your support, because without people paying their taxes and people abiding by the law and all the things that go in, we're all part of this. But the idea of accepting affirmations is very humbling and difficult to do. I get it. I say that because, Linda, you are blessing us by your success. That's just the way it is. Yep, our own worst enemy. Laura, if you want an outstanding Christian book with amazing what God gave us, read The Power of the Blood Covenant, Malcolm Smith. All right. I'll have to look for that. I will have to look for that. And what I'll do, because I am notorious for my memory being less than stellar, I'll just take a picture of it. There you go. There. Now it will be forever and ever. I got it. Hey, Ellen. How are you? Good to see you. Jumping on late, say hello. Busy working on a project. Well, project. Everybody work. Nothing but work. Oh, no, thank you. Thank you for supporting. See? Appreciate it. There you go. Everybody good. All right, let's go. Okay, so Laura, okay. Chattanooga, Knoxville here. Well, I'm north of Huntsville. So if you're Chattanooga, Knoxville, every time I go up to Sevierville and all that up there, I drive near that area. There you go. Crackling is done. Woohoo! Woohoo! Sounds like someone's eating good tonight. Got the cracklings done. I'm down to one old mare. Bred, raised, trained. Oh, yeah. Hard pressed to mount one. I know it'd be cruelty if I got on a horse. They'd be like, no, one at a time. Ah, well, you're too kind, Miss Ellen. Yeah, we're just in here having a good time, telling non-scale victories. I gave a little bit of background, some medical information on myself, and some blood tests. They were kind of hinky. Going to get some pictures taken tomorrow of the liver. Going to go get that taken. Yeah, not picture, but ultrasound, and yeah. People just chiming in what they're doing. Bubba's been making cracklings and rendering fat there, and he's going to be enjoying himself there. Limitless is working and doing things. Sunshine hasn't come out fully for her yet there, but she's working it there. And Susan's been around. Worcester was here. We're just kind of hanging out, doing what we normally do here in the after party. But it's a good point. Appreciate it. We did go over the 2 hour. Hey, yeah, even Chad showed up here for a while, the minimalist. So that was nice. And Kip was in for a little bit. So that was really cool. But, yep, we are getting ready here. The lover you do carnival, the easier. It'll be the lover you do carnival. Laura, I'm going to go and say that's a typo somewhere. You know, the lover, you do carnivore, the easier, okay. Oh, that is just too precious. That is precious. No, oh, Linda, you're too kind. No, you, no, you are. You're awesome. And you know, that's a beautiful thing that this internet does, isn't it? This whole YouTube, internet, StreamYard, allowing us to connect from thousands and thousands of miles away. It is so absolutely amazing. No, thank you. So we have here, hopefully, yeah. Yeah, well, leg muscles aren't what they used to be. Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, longer, not lover. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No Freudian slip or faux pas there. It's all good here. We have we have a non-attribution here in the late night with Scotty P. But it has gotten late. I went over my little self-imposed moratorium, and I hate to do this. I know, Ellen, you've been working on a on your project. I hope you had a great milestone. Don't know what project you're working on. Don't know where you're going with all your project, but I used to do project management there, you know, and milestones were milestones. You know, you had to get to the milestones, and whether it's an official project or a project where you're making something home, right? Like we were reminiscing the other night. I was talking about I made a pinata. Y'all know what a pinata is, you know, um, a paper mache item that inside would have a clay pot or would just have a cavity. You put a candy in it, and the kids would bat it. Well, we were in Albuquerque, and my daughter was having her birthday, so I decided to. No, they had a balloon fiesta in Albuquerque, and so I decided that I would make a balloon for her, which was convenient because you get a blow up balloon, big, nice balloon, big volume inside, and I paper mache'd it. And I decided, because I was, got to make it, super duper. I was laminating the mache. So I must have made 7 layers, 3/4 inch strip of newspaper, flour and water over the balloon. And I would laminate it about 15 degrees off for a layer, then 45, then 60, then back to 15, So the integrity of this thing was pretty phenomenal. And it was working really good. And then I covered it. I took paper mache. No, I took crepe paper. You know, you buy the party streamers with crepe paper rolls? Well, I cut those into like 1 inch or 1.5 inch. It's already, I don't know how wide, about 1.5 inches. I just cut them square, all of them. And then I took the pencil and you put it in the middle of the crepe paper square and you twist it, and it made like a little floret. And I glued each little floret, and I made bands of color around the balloon. So it had, the red and the yellow and the orange and the blue and the white. And I made the piñata, and I stuffed it full of candy, of course, before I did all that. And I made it, and it took me all night. It might have taken 2 nights. I might have spent 1 night making the shell and all that. And then the next night I did the clippy dippy things. Well, anyway, we got it up there for the kids, and they went to hit it with a stick with the blindfold, and they hit it. Clickety, clack, clack, and it would not break. So Dad hit it with a baseball bat. Big mistake. Kids everywhere. I want the candy. And I hit it, and they went, boom. Too bad we didn't have video cameras on every phone. It would have been great. That candy went at Mach. Anyway, it was fun. Well, we have pictures of it somewhere. But anyway, the important part was there that there was an important part to it. There was a point to it. There was a point to the story, and it's all gone. Oh, but the whole idea is it was a lot of fun to make that candy thing, but I made it too strong, and then the candy went everywhere. And I'm not going to pick up the idea where I started because I got lost in memory lane. I apologize, but I had made a commitment to do a 2-hour live stream, and I've gotten over it now, and so I am going to bid you. Oh, that's right, project management, Ellen. Thank you. It was my project, and I had goals, and I was going to make that goal. And so, even if it's a project of making something for your kids for a toy, it's a project, and you want to make sure you get to the end of the project. Boy, am I glad I remembered that why I brought it up in the beginning. I don't know, a great dad, but I am dad. That's for sure. I am dad. Yeah. Okay. What do we have here? Time invested. Oh yeah, it's great. I almost stabbed a security forces guy too. He came. I was in the weather shop. I worked in weather in Albuquerque at nighttime. In early summer, there's no weather. Bored out of my mind. So what I did is I was working on this thing. I was so involved, and the cops would, they do all the, going around the base, making sure everything's good. And our office is right where the tower is, where Transient Alert is, and all this other stuff. And so they came into the office, and they came to the back, which they normally would do. And I wasn't ready for it, and I was startled, and I reached out my shove, and I went to go give him a shiv with the scissors, big scissors too. And he whacked up way back, and that's the guy with guns. He had a pistol and an M16, and I'm like, sorry, you startled me. Don't shoot me, kill me. Thank you. Don't arrest me. We had a good laugh about it. But yeah, projects, getting caught up in projects, milestones. Bubba knows all about them. Man has an excavator business. He knows all about milestones and projects. What time to eat? All right, Bubba, you take care, and I am going to roll up on this thing. I am going to go ahead and roll this up into a little ball and call it quits for the night. So thank you all for coming and joining me this evening and making this an enjoyable live stream. Thank you for commenting and participating. I know for a little bit there I kind of went off on a little bit of a, I guess, rant, but I got asked a question about fat adaptation and body, and I just ran with it, and that's going to be the way it is sometimes. But I appreciate you coming out, and I hope and I pray that each one of you are doing better each day, and that, Lord, for your daughter, praying for her, all right, for Diane. I don't know if Diane is on yet or not. She had to drop off, but her transplant and the ablation on her eyes, all that, there are braiding on her eyes. So praying for all of you, and trust that you all are doing well. We'll be back tomorrow night. We'll see. I won't have results from the pictures yet, but we'll talk and we'll commiserate about what's important on a Thursday night. Okay. Again, Tam Steak, thank you for coming in. Julia, thank you. Laura, thank you. Ellen, thank you. Bubba, thank you. Susan, everybody. Y'all warm the cockerels of this old man's heart. I'm not really sure what a cockerel is, but I read it that it gets warm sometimes. No, I really thank you, and I trust that we'll see you again. And best of luck, and to everybody who's doing something. But really, just want to pray for each one of you. Times I feel like I want to close my stream in a prayer, but we'll save that for days that we really need them, just reading yesterday in my scripture, it said, there are people who sometimes, like the Pharisees, the people who have prayed and babble and go on, right? God knows what we need. We're not surprising him. So I just pray for you all to have a blessed evening. Thank you so much. I will, Laura. You betcha. Take care now. Bye-bye. I don't want to do it. It's hard. I don't want to. All right.